the love right there for Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. That's right. Thank you for coming on the show. I'm always honored to have you guys here. I appreciate this. And I got to talk about The Rip. It's fantastic, great movie. But first, I have to get some hard-hitting news and scandal out there on you about you, Ben.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, sure. Why change now?
Yeah. I figured I'd go with a hard-hitting
Go ahead,
question.
start with the-
This is a big headline that I saw. I'm very concerned. Did Ben Affleck quit wearing sneakers? This is a big. People are really.
Yeah.
This is
No,
a
and I'm working through this.
this is headline
I don't know.
news.
I have nothing to say to that. I have no response.
What did that come
was
from?
news. I'm not sure, but if that's the big scandal in your life, things are probably okay.
It's kind of great that the big scandal in your life is you're old enough now that they worry if you're wearing comfortable shoes.
Orthopedics. I'm good, GQ.
Yeah, very good. Matt, and the thing that is going all over the internet is you, by the way, all ripped for the Odyssey, by the way. Look at this thing. Oh, my God. Wow.
Well, you know, that's great. You know, I'm in shape.
I know you're, yes.
You know, that's how I'm in shape. But a guy gets in shape once. And,
Yeah.
I quit wearing sneakers. You know? How about still in shape? Quit wearing
Yeah,
sneakers.
that could be a better headline. Man, oh man, what's the deal with this? You just got in a full-on trainer, and I mean, you're.
It looks like a guy who just stepped in a really cold water, right?
No, it does not.
That's actually the shells on that beach were like really jagged, and I was walking like that. That was because that's a paparazzi shot from in betwing takes.
Oh, it's not even from the movie.
No.
There's no scene where you're like.
No, there's no scene where Odysseus is like, "Oh, my feet."
How was shooting this movie, Christopher Nolan?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was absolutely the pinnacle of my entire career. I loved every minute
so?
of it.
Really?
Yeah, I just loved it.
Amazing. And then you visited on set?
Yeah, I did. And I'm a huge fan of Chris's. And, you know, it was one of those things where my kids never want to come to the set when I'm working. They're like, hey, you guys, we're doing a thing on the set. And they're like, no, I got school. You know,
They'd rather go to school.
Right? No, I got detention. But they were really psyched to come visit this set. My middle child's really interested in actually reading the Iliad and the Odyssey, and we went there, and it was really great. I mean, it was this incredible sort of like, you know, this is the way the Hollywood made movies, and they were great, epic, in-camera David Lean movies. And Chris is a really serious guy and somebody I admire, and I know, you know, believes the set's like a place to work. It's not schmoozing, whatever. So I was really honestly grateful that he let me come by and visit. My kids really liked it, and so. It was kind of cool. It was really, really nice. I was deeply grateful to
You
it.
were the only guest in 6 months of shooting.
No, it's so
right?
sweet.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, no, it's just the workload. It was such an ambitious project that the amount of work that needed to be done, there was just no time for anything else. I mean, I've never ever done a movie that just required every single person to work to kind of give maximum effort. Like, I said to him when I got back that every location on that movie would have been the hardest location on any other movie I've ever done, and any day of work would have been harder than any other day on any other movie I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
It reminded me of when we were kids and we were talking on the phone. I'm like, so what's going on today? You know, shooting a movie. What's it like?
Really, yeah.
We're in a boat today. Is everything
No, but like the day I went, there was like a boat and these massive jet engines, and they had like actually made a storm, and the boat cracked, and the warriors went in the water. I was like, this is amazing.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know you guys have known each other forever, and we've heard every story, but I've heard some story that I don't know if it's true. Did you once get injured with an acorn?
Yeah, yes.
It was our biggest fight.
That was yeah. We were doing a movie together called School Ties like 35 years ago, and we were 19, 20 years old, and there were a bunch of us. It was Brendan Fraser was in the movie, Cole Hauser was in the movie, Chris O'Donnell. There was a bunch of us. And in between takes, we were just bored, and we were walking across this school where we were shooting, and there were acorns, and so we just started whipping them at each other.
Because when you're 19, that seems like
That seemed like a good way to pass the time.
Wow.
And he threw one at Cole, and Cole moved, and I turned, and it literally hit me in the eye. And it's the only time in my life I've ever had, didn't have time to blink. And I had to go to the hospital. Like, I literally...
Mind you, I had like 3 lines in the movie, and while I cared about Matt having vision, my first thought was, I gotta be fired for this.
You're like, that's it. I'm good.
But yeah, I went to they gave me an eye patch that I had to wear for a few days.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was like he really
Fastball.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to play with fire.
Exactly.
But, the first AD also had an eye patch.
That's it.
oddly.
Newt Arnold had an eye patch. He was a great first AD, old first AD, and that was the one, the nice spot. We took pictures together with our eye patches.
eye patches.
We're
Yeah.
going to do a pirate movie.
This is a big show for us because we're following the NBA on NBC. And I was going to ask you, if last time we had Martha Stewart on the show, she said that she sat courtside and Jalen Brunson stepped on her toe and broke her toe. I seen you guys courtside before. Have anyone ever fell on you or?
I went to a Lakers game with my son, I guess last year, and it was Luka's, like, I think it's one of the first or second games that he was playing after the trade. And I was pretty honored because he did come carry me into the stands, knock into the guy next to me, spilled all of his beer on me, and kind of, I don't know how you say this on, national television, but he was positioned in a way towards me where his big, main, least attractive part was right in my face.
Yeah.
And I think that they got some photos of that.
Lucky you.
My son loved it.
Yeah, he laughed at it.
I had a great experience in 2008 where the Celtics were playing the Lakers, and I got tickets and through our agent and was sitting there, and Mark Wahlberg I got 2 seats, Mark got 2 seats, and so we were sitting by each other, and Phil Jackson. The Celtics went on a run, and Mark and I were next to the Lakers bench. Like, we had such incredible seats, and we jumped up, and we're, probably a little Boston, a little obnoxious. And Phil Jackson called a timeout, and turned and literally said, "You're going to have to bleep this." And he goes, "Sit down and shut the up." To me and Mark. Yeah.
Phil Jackson?
It was like, and we were like, we're in the
cool.
This is the history of the Celtics Lakers.
Yes.
Like we're like extras in
You're in
the
the history books.
Yeah, it was great.
That's so fun. Let's talk about The Rip. Congratulations on this. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
You two star together on screen. Tell about this story. But by the way, it's so many twists and turns, and it's so thrilling, and it's almost like you don't know what's going to happen. Who directed this?
It's Joe Carnahan.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Who also wrote it, and he spent a lot of time with this team down in Miami. They're called the Tactical Narcotics Team, and they raid these houses. And they seize money, like money that's kind of from ill-gotten gains, like drug money or weapons money, and they seize the money, and down in Miami, they have to count it on site. And so this is inspired by something that really did happen, where this team went in to hit a house thinking they were going to get, $70,000 or whatever was hidden there, because they have these dogs that actually smell money.
Yeah.
So the dog, they got a tip on this house. They went in. The dog alerted that there was something in there. They went in, and there was over $20 million in the walls of this house.
$20 million.
$20 million.
Not 70,000.
No. And so this team now is in this house, and they're kind of stuck there because they have to count it on site.
You have to count every dollar?
And they know that people are probably going to come back for it. So that's the kind of the premise of the movie, where these guys, and it kind of tests their own, the loyalties within the team, because there are rumblings that there might be somebody corrupt, there might be a bad apple in the gang, and so. That's kind of what the movie is. It's a crime thriller, but also like a whodunit,
And what would you do in that situation if, like, you go in, you think it's 70 grand, it's 20 million, you're like, hey, if we all agree.
Yeah.
That's kind of the poster for the movie.
If we all agree that we only found 70,000, let's go on vacation somewhere,
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's
it's
and there's
loosely
also,
based on.
It's loosely based on, and the real guys, the real team. We got to go work with them and go down to Miami, and
What was that like?
great. I mean, just anytime you do research like that.
These are guys, like, part of it was really kind of, first it was like this great, like you say, it's a thriller, it's a whodunit, it's got a very kind of classic throwback setup, but it's a very modern take on it. But it depends on you really believing and investing in these people, this team of cops that go in there, because it's not, it's not like somebody's the good guy and the bad guy. It's that we're all kind of, it's about what happens with temptation, how people turn on each other and not knowing who you can trust.
Yes.
And you got to make those performances as realistic as possible. And Joe did a really cool thing, which not only brought us down there to meet them, but also brought those guys up. We shot in LA and in New Jersey. And so all the real cops and detectives were in the movie. Like so you really feel like a real cop when the guy next to you is a real cop.
Is an actual real cop.
And they were pretty good actors too. It turns out, I guess,
It's
being
so
undercover.
good. The cast is fantastic. Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
amazing.
Is on a
Stephen
roll.
Yeun.
Stephen Yeun.
yeah.
Oh,
Kyle Chandler.
yeah.
It's on Netflix. It's really, really good.
Catalina
great.
Moreno. Yeah, it's a really, really
Up
good
until
cast.
the end, you're like, what is going on? I didn't know who. It was fantastic. It was great. And you also produced this
Yes.
film. What the name of your company is?
Artist Equity.
Artist
Yeah,
Equity. Can
yeah.
you explain to everyone what you're doing with this?
This thing is basically, Netflix obviously a streaming platform. Business is obviously changing. There's been a lot going on, and what we're kind of trying to do is, in the old days, they were sort of, you knew how a movie did, and you could get bonuses based on the box office performance. And what we wanted to do is try to adapt that model to what's happening on streaming. For a bunch of reasons, but basically, one of the things that was important to us is we really believe that it's not just the cast and the writers and the directors, but that the environment, every single person involved, that if they're committed to making the movie good, it's very likely to be better. It's really a collaborative art form. And so the structure that we created, look, the more people that watch it, the more levels it will hit. But the thing that was important to us principally was it also includes, 1,200 crew members. Every, painter, standby painter, greensman, cameraman, whatever it is.
Exactly right.
Yeah, and so
Good for you.
So the more you guys watch this movie,
not that we could suggest that you just leave it on, unless you're a good person.
we would never suggest that.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I would never
say
suggest
but
that.
I mean,
You would
your
never say to
actions will
turn
have
on
a
the
real
movie
impact.
and put it on loop and just play it and play.
That-
I wouldn't
shouldn't
say
do
that.
but if
I
you
would-
No,
do
but
it-
if one happened to do
If that
that,
happened.
crew member would make
Oh,
a lot
boy.
of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just saying. I'm gonna do it this weekend. I want to show everyone a clip. Here's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in The Rip.
Let me call my brother, Nate.
No, your brother, the Fed, who you were in a fist fight with today.
call
No
Matty
Feds,
Nixon.
man.
Yeah,
No,
have somebody
listen, this is my scene. Let me run it, please.
All right, Janik, man, you're in charge. I get it.
No, don't do.
Well, I'm trying to help you.
You're both making a big mistake. You should just take whatever money you want and walk away. Before this goes really bad for all of us.
Hey, there's a black and white coming up the street.
Stay off the radios, no call-outs. Lolo, get the rest of those containers with them. Get them to the garage.
Yeah! Come on! It's so good. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, everybody. The Rip premieres Friday on Netflix. More Tonight Show after the break. Stick around, everybody.